and Oñate clipped them the 15 seed. I mean,
well, you know
these
what?
teams are used to each other.
I talked to Will Benjamin today. They're 2-2 against Oñate this season.
Oñate's a lot better.
I thought Coach Benjamin would be a little bit, a bit more upset. He wasn't. Gonzalo Cobalon, one of their starters, was out. He's got a broken finger. He didn't use that as an excuse. He didn't.
Well, hopefully he can come back because he's so big for them, Las Cruces, right? Cobalon's big.
Well,
guys, let's throw back the 5A projected bracket because Ed, you hadn't been able to talk about that yet.
Right.
Yeah, we'll do the 5A boys projected again. This is just a projected bracket. And Ed, I just wanted to get your thoughts too, because you've seen a ton of 5A throughout the year.
The one that surprised me is, and they're here right now, is Volcano Vista boys, projected as a number 8, I believe. They've had a great season and some losses that, frankly speaking, have baffled me because they've got a very good team. Taryn Dickey, Jaden Valdez, Jaquan Hill, Dion Battle. They're guard-oriented and a very good team. But I thought that after that loss to Trisco Heritage 51-50, they kind of took a step backward. I still think they're a dangerous number 8 seed, a very dangerous number 8 seed, though.
All right, we want to see your watch party pictures. We want to see everything that you have. Ed, I'm going to have you come back on here in just a moment. Tripp, why don't you run through these with us? Who is this?
For Penasco Lady Panthers, Coach Montoya, great job this year, number 1 seed overall.
What else we got, guys? Keep sending them to @ProView TV. This is Cloudcroft trying to see where they're going to be at in the tournament. We want you to keep it up. You got any shout-outs for us,
I
Richard?
got a few, but here's what I want to say, too. Where's the food pictures?
The Frito pie?
Where's the Frito pie? It's that time of the year, people. Did Volcano Vista defend their throne in the Frito pie competition? Did Pecos bounce back?
They're the best, right? Who's the best?
Who's the best in Frito pies? We want to see the pictures of that food. Just some quick shout-outs really quick. Jim Ball Marshall down in Hobbs watching, as always, my good friend. Manny the show, of course. I also want to give a shout-out to Howard Knezevich, the new head football coach at Trisco. He told me he was going to be watching here this afternoon as well. So, just a lot more to go. I know you have an interview there.
No.
We'll have a few more to go.
We got a lot more, and we're going to do 4A boys bracket. We're going to take a look at what our projections are here when we return in a minute. But listen, we can't have these kind of broadcasts to support our youth or anybody without our supporters. And joining us, Sarah Scotero. Did I say that right? Did I roll the R right?
You absolutely said it correctly.
Okay,
yes.
With Shadow Mountain Recovery, we appreciate you for being here, because these kind of events that we could have, it couldn't happen without support like yours. So appreciate that for one.
Thank you very much.
So how's it going? What do you think of this event? It's pretty fun, isn't it?
It's very fun, and I'm very impressed with the commitment of the young people, their athleticism, the families. This is an exciting night. I know, it's a big deal.
Well, Shadow Mountain Recovery, it's kind of committed to that too as well. You want to talk about that a little bit?
I certainly do. So Shadow Mountain Recovery has a series of centers around the state, as well as in Utah and Texas, and we're specializing in substance abuse and mental health issues. So one of our commitments is to work with families and individuals and parents and grandparents, early identification, and deep attention to excellent care for this. And we get to work, and I mean we get to work with a lot of athletes that this is impacting their lives or their families' lives. And we feel truly a deep sense of responsibility to the sports that they play, the families in our communities, and just helping people stay healthy and having that lifestyle that keeps them propelling forward.
Sarah with Shadow Mountain Recovery again. By the way, if you're just joining us, this is the ProView Network bracket breakdown as we get ready to get all the seeds out. Right now, talk with sponsors to help make us this happen, this event happen, and make sure all the kids can get on TV and also healthy as well. So how can people get a hold of Shadow Mountain Recovery or find out more information?
Probably the easiest way is to call me. So my local number is 505-353-1933. And literally, families can call that anytime, and we'll find the solution. If it's not us, we'll find the right place. There's amazing places here in town. We think we're the best, but we'll give the resources, information, and for a lot of people, it's a phone call. It's a conversation, and it's information. So we have lots of steps we do before we go any further, but we're here to help. We're here to help people heal, and really help all these athletes and all the families in our community.
Well, we appreciate you joining us. Appreciate having some fun with us. We know that you've got a lot to look forward to as well. We've got the 1 seeds in the 5A boys and girls bracket that's just been released. We're going to show that to you in just a moment. It's all coming up next year on ProView Networks. Lava Rock Brewing Company, conveniently located on Albuquerque's west side, just south of I-40. You can come on in, enjoy our pizza, pasta, burgers, and more by Matucci's. It's all at Lava Rock. Lava Rock Brewing Company, come on in.
What is glamour? What is glamour? Frailty. What is desire? Diamonds. They say a life lived without passion is hardly worth living.
Ma'am? 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 Dang, this one made me feel all special.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a #1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Sports Network. Adam Deal here along with Richard Tripp, and now joining us Sebastian Noel. We're having some fun. This is the ProView Network 2020 bracket breakdown. We're just trying to project some things. We're going to talk through the brackets. We're going to see on the boys and girls side where we think everybody is. In the NMAA, they're going to release brackets at 6. We're going to try to get them for you. We're going to get into this 4A boys bracket where we think it is here in just a little bit, guys. But we got some shout-outs and we got some pictures and we've got some watch parties that we want to go over first. And so let's get through those. This is Oñate. What is
Oñate.
Oñate?
The Oñate boys.
Okay, it's the crowd here. All right.
Great win the other night, guys.
Hey,
Great win against Cruces.
Guys, I went and watched Oñate Las Cruces. Oñate is good, man. The Dons.
And my Dons right there, and my dogs right there. You know, David Bustos back after a 2-year hiatus or absent, whatever. Hottest team in 3A right now is the West Las Vegas Dons. So, in my opinion.
Hottest.
Hottest.
Is that biased at all?
No.
No bias, he
No
says.
bias.
Richard, you take off and they win 3 district titles, 2 coaches of the year.
You
What's going on?
Look at this.
I thought I had to split.
at this.
I thought I had to split you and Ed.
I've been gone 3 years. The wrestling team wins their first district in 50 years. Basketball wins the first year Davey Bustos is back. The girls win, in Miranda's 2nd year. The football team's doing well. The track and field team's doing well. What do they need me for?
Richard,
No,
you
you know
set
what?
this all up.
I set it all up.
Richard set all of the.
Right? I mean, yeah, he leaves and they're just winning. Coaches of the year, district titles.
I can't argue with him.
I mean,
He set it up.
They're
He
not gonna
paved.
let him back in town.
He paved the way.
That's
I
right.
can't argue with him.
Success. All right, I wanted this projection only. Actually, first we do have news. Las Cruces, we've just been told, is the #1 seed on the boys' side. All 1 seeds are being released right now, so congratulations, William Benjamin and the Las Cruces Bulldogs. They are the 1 seed on the boys' side in 5A basketball. And has there been a girl? Have you seen the 5A girls yet?
No, that's the only one I haven't seen
All right,
yet.
once we get it, we're going to get it to you. The NMA is going to release all brackets so you can see them physically here in just a moment at 6 o'clock. Once they're out, we're not going to play in the games. We're going to get them to you right away. Until then, let's have some fun. and we're going to take a look at what we think the 4A boys bracket could look like. Guys, I'm not going to lie. I studied this for a while and all the rules and the criteria, and there was so many winners in the district tournament championship that were not going to be in this field that won and kind of pushed teams out of the field that were going to be in.
Yeah, well, I mean, that district, the powerhouse district, obviously is going to be the in-town district here. Valley, the number 1 seed, comes from there. You see Del Norte's in there. That whole district.
Well, now Del Norte and Taos can flip.
Right.
I'm not confident in that.
Well, you know what? That's a good point, because that whole crowd that says the district tournaments don't matter, tell that to the Knights, because they had an early exit in their district tournament, and it could have cost them a home game.
No, it's
tell
true.
that to Santa Fe and Capital. Capital
It
beat
flipped them.
Santa Fe, and it flipped them. So
Well,
to that
we
crowd,
think it flipped them.
flipped them. So to that crowd that thinks the district tournaments don't matter, I beg to differ.
4A obviously has been Metro dominant with some of one of the best basketball I've seen in district play. So many good teams, Richard, when you start with Valley. What have we got? Highland making the run and winning that district tournament. They're playing so good with Coach Woody. And then you've got Hope Christian, of course, with Jim Murphy, that has had one of the toughest schedules in the state. And Espanola Valley has turned it on late. They're playing good. Artesia, Coach Mandragon has done a great job with that program. They're a force. Las Lunas is one of those teams that are really peaking and playing right. There are so many good teams. And then Taos, I think, is one of those teams that you got to say, wow, they can make a run. 4A might be the most intriguing bracket when it's all said and done.
Well, I'll second with that with you. You know, in looking at this bracket, I saw Max Preps again this morning. I saw your bracket, and I thought, wow. My first question was, wow. My thing was, where does Gallup go? They go 2 or they go 3? Are they going to go 1 and 2 at the same district in Valley, possibly Highland or Hope? Nobody plays a tougher schedule in Hope. And now Valley, we know that. Highland, Coach Woody did a great job. I think the teams to be on the lookout for in here, like you're saying, Taos. You know, going into Espanola, even though it was a district championship, you go into Espanola for a district championship game, you come out of there winning, that says a lot. Coach Nando, you know, did a great job. I talked to Coach Mondragon this week down in Artesia. He is so pumped on this year's team. He says we're getting ripe at the right time. He was so excited. So that could be another team worth watching.
If you're just joining us, glad you can. It is the ProView Network bracket breakdown here for basketball state tournament hoops. We're having a lot of fun. We're live on location at Lava Rock as Adam Dill here along with Richard Tripp and Sebastian Noel. We want to hear from you. We want to hear what your teams are doing, what kind of parties you're having. This is the Cleveland Storm trying to find out where they're going to be in this tournament. And,
Are they at the Ridenour Mansion again? Are they at the Ridenour Mansion this year?
That's the championship mansion.
That's right, that's right.
Hatch Valley.
We've got Hatch Valley. Send them, by the way, you
Ben.
can send them to Facebook, you can send them to our Twitter page. Mostly our Twitter page will get you on. Videos will do, pictures are great, all of it. How about the defending champs, Hot Springs, Coach Bean, the hottest coach I think that there is in the last couple of years.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, he's built a powerhouse there. Just one quick reaction to your projected bracket. I think Gallup would be incredibly happy if it shakes out that way, because all the Albuquerque teams are stacked on the other side, and it looks like Gallup's side's easier. But I still like Valley as the 1 seed.
Hey, look at that. In-house, you hear the chant. It's the Volcano Vista Hawks.
See, they're social
And we got
media
a little rivalry because we got Volcano in-house, and then we've got La Cueva in-house.
But to get back to Valley, I mean, that Valley is a coach's dream team. They have a point guard that can beat you off the dribble in Oyeku, a sharpshooter in Chavez. Baker does everything inside. Marcus Voss coming off the bench. I mean, that is such a complete team, the Valley Vikings. I'd be shocked if the champion didn't come from Albuquerque in 4A.
Let's throw up the 4A boys projected bracket one more time. I wanted to make another note, guys. We talked about the district tournament and it meaning something. Let me just tell you, Goddard Rockets, I don't think are going to be very happy because Santa Teresa goes and beats Chaparral in the district tournament championship. They've got to be in the tournament, and they are credentials very low. They have to be in. So does Chaparral, and then because of both of that, Lovington did the exact same thing. They went and beat Artesia in the championship game. They were on the outside because Goddard finished above them in district play, but because they're an automatic qualifier, it shoves Goddard out, in my opinion.
talk about Highland for a second. The 3 seed historically for Highland, there's some history there. In 2008, they were the 3 seed. They lost in the first round to number 14 Gallup, the only time a 14 seed's beaten a 3 seed in the first round. They were the 3 seed again in 2009. They lost in the championship to La Cueva. So there's some history with that number 3 right next to Highland's name.
All right.
That's good.
We're going to get to Sebastian in just a moment. He's going to bring his expertise. Do you got any more shout-outs? Anything?
Not right now. They're all coming up here. Everybody I've talked to is coming up. The Los Lunas Tigers. Lady Tigers or Tigers? Lady Tigers. Coach Zeller. Is this the year of the three-peat, baby? Tohajali. I know they have good food.
Hey, we want you to keep sending your watch parties. We got more guys, or is that it? All right, we want you to keep sending us your watch parties. Remember, at 6 o'clock, NMAA is releasing the brackets. So we're gonna have them all for you, A through 5A on the boys and girls side, but we wanna see your watch parties. We're gonna continue to project the tournament. We're gonna come back with 4A girls in just a moment. If you're coming out to the state tournament though, you're gonna need a place to stay. Proud supporters like this, Jennifer Dehart from Best Western Airport in Suites. It's proud supporters like you why we can do great shows like this and have some fun. How are you having some fun first is what I need to know.
I am. I love basketball. I actually used to play, so I'm rooting all these guys on.
You're ready for this. And now if people are coming into town, they need a place to stay, they got to go to ProView's place, and that is yours.
Yes. So I am at the Best Western right at the airport. We've got a great team rate. We still have some rooms left for teams, spectators. We run about an $82 rate. Includes breakfast. We're about a mile from the pit, and we do offer transportation down there too.
Well, we appreciate that. Any way for them to get a hold of you so they can get this special rate?
Yes, our phone number is 505-242-7022, or they can go right to Best Western, and just remember that we are the one at the airport in Albuquerque.
Jennifer, we appreciate it with Best Western. And hey, when we return, we got a lot more to break down. We want to see your watch parties, and the NMAA is going to release the brackets, so then you'll have the brackets. It's all coming up. Lava Rock Brewing Company, conveniently located on Albuquerque's west side, just south of I-40. You can come on in, enjoy our pizza, pasta, burgers, and more by Matucci's. It's all at Lava Rock. Lava Rock Brewing Company, come on in. Along with Richard Tripp, this is the ProView Network Bracket Breakdown. We're live from Lava Rock, so if you're around the area, you want to come hang out. Richard Tripp, he's handing out free autographs just for today, so you know you can come hang out with us.
There it is. That's right there. That's right there. There it is. Right
I know you're waiting for the brackets. We're waiting for the brackets. NMA is supposed to have them released, so they should have them coming up here about 6 o'clock, and then we're going to get them to you, and then we're going to dive into them. We've done some projecting. We have teams live in-house right now. The Volcano Vista boys and girls, La Cueva girls, and Del Norte boys have all come to see their seed, and we know that you're watching as well, so let's get to some of the watch party picks that the guys are going to throw up now. Here's Artesia.
Coach Mike Mondragon, great year this year, brother.
He's done a really good job with this program, and they are going to get a good seed, Richard.
They will. And like he said, he feels really good about this team. Highland High.
The Hornets, I'll tell you, they're trying to rejuvenize the old school Highland mentality, right? That used to be battling in the pit for trophies. They are fresh off a monster district tournament win.
Well, and Coach would remember just 3 or 4 years ago when he took this program over where it was to now. Excellent job, my friend. Dexter, the Demons. The Dexter Lady Demons in the house.
Tripp, Dexter Demons.
Oh, who's that?
Whoa, get out of here.
There they are, Pecos Panthers. They're lined up for you, brothers.
Oh,
The Steers are lined
that's
up.
making a statement. That's making a statement.
That's it.
Hey, that's a watch party picture right there.
They are heading off to Pecos right now.
Magdalena. Hey, Magdalena's supposed to play Pecos twice. Are they
Right.
meant to play? Are they meant to play this year? We're going to find
In
out.
the
Here's
pit.
Tucumcari.
The Lady Rattlers.
Finding out
They had a
when
great
they're
job.
going to be seated in this tournament. Hopefully we'll have it for you soon. Colts.
Lady Colts down at Silver. I think they surprised a lot of people this year. They did a great job.
Well, it's been the boys program on top of it, and now Silver.
There you go, Ed Manzanares. You send it in and we deliver. Sandia Prep.
Sandia Prep. We know that they're already the 1 seed. That has
Yep.
been reported.
Yep.
That is out.
Oh, Joe Reed and
PB.
Company. PB, the Lady Panthers.
Are they
Coach
going to
Joe
play
in the
La
back
Cueva
there.
for the 90th time this year? What else we got, guys? We want to see them, by the way.
See, I like the way everybody responded to my text messages. Tohajali, Tohatchi, the Cougars, the Lady Sun Devils. Coach Joe, as always, great job you're doing up there with this team, huh?
Who else
Hope
we got?
Sandra cooked for you, by the way, Coach. Hope she cooked.
Man, we're getting a record amount of pictures right now. Las Cruces, hey, the Bulldogs, 1 seed. 1 seed.
Will Benjamin right now is
Last year they
man.
wanted the 1 seed, undefeated. They didn't get the 1 seed. This year they got the 1 seed.
And I think he's a little bit more comfortable now that he understands it. Oh, the Motor Rangers. Hold it right there, guys, because I gotta say something about the Motor Rangers. They're from my neck of the woods in Norteños, but I want to give a shout out to the head coach up there, Coach Sanchez. We understand yesterday or last night sometime he lost his mother and he didn't coach in the district championship last night. So we want to send our condolences to you, Coach Sanchez, your family, and to the whole Motor organization. Go Rangers.
All right, so keep sending your shout-outs to us. We're going to get through them here on ProView Networks. Again, we just got to remind you that the seating is selected by the NMAA. It's going to come out here in just a moment. We're going to have those brackets for you from A through 5A, the boys and girls side. Mick Rich is now joining us, proud supporter of ProView Networks. And again, just like I've said from everybody else, it's your type of support that allows great events like this live location to happen. How you doing?
Good. It's great to be here tonight. I just want to make it clear to the listeners, the viewers, how important high school sports is. That our company and many companies across the state look at students and employees that have participated in sports. It's a great character builder. It's important for teamwork that companies are looking for. And our daughter is looking at a residency program, and they want to know what sport team you work with, you were involved in.
Right.
And so my daughter played college soccer, $2.
The best sport.
Yeah.
I got you.
So it's great to be here, but I want to say just how important sports is for building character.
We appreciate that. Listen, it's important for us because we're on location here. We just want to recognize the people that help it happen too, and you're one of those people that help us be able to broadcast the many, many games on ProView Networks. So thank you.
Good deal. Mick Rich, great to be here.
All right,
Thank
Mick
you.
Rich. Hey, listen, when we return, we've got a lot more shout-outs. Keep sending them our way. I want to see your watch parties, and those seedings are coming out. We're going to have for you in just a moment. Who is this real quick before we go to break? That is the Bengals.
There they are.
Looking for big seeds on both sides. The Lady Oñate Knights.
Oh, nice.
They're looking for a nice seed as well.
Oh.
McCurdy.
Bobcats.
Escalante's
The
checking
Lobos.
in right now.
Yep.
Richard, this is because of you, right?
I hope. Yeah, I want to give a shout out to Michael Montano, the guy who keeps us informed of everything going on in Pecos. Mike, thank you very much, brother.
Jal, the Panthers.
Jal Panthers.
What else we got? Albuquerque Academy.
Go Chargers.
What a district they had to battle in.
Man.
My God. Melrose.
I think, before we go to Melrose, hold it right there. Really quick on that note, I think that district took over the best district in basketball.
You think
top
so?
To bottom. That's just my opinion again.
You're going to say that right next to Greg Brown? Come on.
Girls.
Oh, okay.
No, overall.
St. Pius,
Lady
the
Sardins.
Sardins. Brody shout out, my classmate, best Rio Rancho Ram basketball player.
Manal Panthers. Oh, okay.
Okay, Manal.
Where are the Rio Rancho Rams?
Hey, Rio
there.
Rancho.
Asking you shall deliver.
Everybody's a Ram.
Adam is now gleaming. The Bears.
The Bears. Oh man, are they going to get a home game? Are they not going to get a home game?
They'll get a home game.
Oh, you think so?
If not, they can all come to Lava Rock. I'll put it on Steve Davis's tab, and we'll buy them all pizza.
That's happening right now.
Who's this? Laguna
Acoma.
Hey, what a job they did this year. First year head coach.
Okay.
Good job,
Hold
brother.
on.
The Mustangs.
The West Mesa Mustangs. This is the girls. This is the defending state champion.
Where's the coach?
Well, Terrell's just hanging
Where's
out.
Manny?
Tatum's having some fun.
Tatum
Tatum wants to
Coyotes.
know where they're seating.
Evangel Christian. Man, they look relaxed.
We got. How about Gadsden?
The Gadsden
Hey,
Panthers.
I think Gadsden's the last team in. I think they are. Everybody's having some fun here at Lava Rock Brewing. Everyone having a good time. When we return, we've got some more shout outs for you. The brackets are going to start coming out here just a little bit at 6 o'clock, so we'll have official brackets.
If I can make one announcement, this is like a plea to the coaches in classes 3A and 2A. I'll be over at Santa Ana covering your games the first couple of days. Do me a favor if you don't mind. Most of you have my email address. You have my Facebook account. You have everything, Twitters. I'm asking you, send me some stats, send me some updates, because we'd really like to give some love to your athletes that'll be participating in the state tournament. So just give me a shout out, send me some stats, send me some love for your boys and girls, man. This year's tournament is going to be crazy.
It's going to be wild.
It's going to be wild.
Oh, we got a lot more. We'll be back here in just a moment. Lava Rock Brewing Company, conveniently located on Albuquerque's west side, just south of I-40. You can come on in, enjoy our pizza, pasta, burgers, and more by Matucci's. It's all at Lava Rock. Lava Rock Brewing Company, come on in.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Music make you lose control.
Rock a showstopper, beats get it crunk and wired. Wave your hands, scream loud. Everybody here get it out of control.
Bossy, bossy. Just looking at my kids like I'm bossy. Bang, 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 hey. So when me spitty body with it, maybe gotta get with it. Wind up your body and spin it. Girl, when you bubble out of trouble, why you give me this one? Once you wild out to wild it to S to the base, step London and mid on edges. Is it? Bossy.
Fun here on ProView Networks. It's the bracket breakdown. We want you to keep sending your pictures of your watch parties, videos of your watch parties. We're going to keep putting them up. NMAA is getting ready to start putting out their brackets. We're going to have them for you, and then we're going to break them down the best we can with our experts. So glad you could join us. Adam Deal here on ProView Networks, and with Everguard Roofing and Solar, two guys that help support us. And we're bringing them all on because this is the reason why we could do things like this, is great supporters like both of you. We got Joe Montez, and then we've got Don Rush. Guys, we appreciate it. Really, thanks for coming. Joe, I'll start with you. It's great that you could be in the community and help us out.
Yes, thank you. Everguard Roofing and Solar, we've been in business since 2001. Always support the Lobos, always support youth athletics. We're the only roofing and solar company in the state, so we take pride of that. And turn it over to our residential man here.
I'm in
residential.
Residential consultant in sales. We do complete re-roofs on the residential side, but also do the solar.
Is there, how can people get a hold of you? They're interested in people that support great youth athletics like you are and ProView Networks. How could they get a hold of both of you?
We have an excellent website. We have our
everguardroofing.com, or you can reach us at 505-821-9543.
Joe, Don, really appreciate you guys. Really appreciate the support. It means a lot to our community. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, hey guys, we're going to continue on here. Now we want to see your watch parties, and I know we've got a few more. The crew in the back behind us are going to put them up. And this is this Gadsden?
The Panthers again,
Boys,
yeah.
okay, so like I said, I was going to this, and Sebastian, you might agree with me. I think Gadsden's the last team that sneaks into this bad boy in the 5A side. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, the criteria seems to suggest that. So I know there's some teams that were right on that bubble, but I mean, an Adam deal I trust. Usually, you're pretty accurate with this. So
you're gonna jinx me. He's gonna jinx me. He's like the kiss of death. He is, right?
Let's hear it. I didn't quite hear it all.
Well, Adam's usually right. So an Adam deal I trust, right?
Oh, an Adam we trust. I agree.
All right, what else we got, guys? Centennial.
The Lady Hawks.
The
Hawks.
Hawks.
Know what? That team, I saw that team play earlier in the year.
They're
and I
good.
got to say how impressed I was with Centennial.
Clayton Yellow Jackets are having some fun. They're trying to find out where they're at in this bad boy. Centennial, so no, Centennial both on the boys and girls side. I think they're both in the tournament. I think the girls are going to have a very lovely seed. I think the boys are going to have a very tough game.
Quick shout out. I don't have a long list like Richard, but Brian Mirabal and the staff at Capitol, they're watching us.
Yeah.
And then the boys and girls staffs at Laguna Acoma are both tuned in as well. So.
Yeah.
Navajo Prep, they're having some fun tonight. They're tuning in, they're watching. Where are they seated? They're going to find out. A couple that we don't know, maybe. Lovington, guys, Lovington booked their ticket.
Again.
Everyone says, oh, the district tournament doesn't matter. To Lovington, it mattered.
There's plenty of examples in a lot of these brackets that show that the district tournament did matter.
At Santa Teresa as well, Richard, they had to beat Chaparral as well. I know the district tournament needs to have more meaning probably, but it did really change a lot of outcomes, I think, once we see these brackets.
I agree. There's the Capitol Jaguars right there.
And there's more chances for you to get Frito pies, too.
I want to see the Frito pies. That's
Nobody
really
sent
what
the
I want.
Frito pie.
It's
There's
on,
Capitol.
baby.
I mean, the
It's
district
on.
tournament mattered to them.
Okay.
I think that Santa Fe and Capitol may have flipped.
Capitol, and listen, again, just because Santa Fe won that tiebreaker game, the NMAA can take the criteria and take either of those two teams. According to them, they tied, and so right now I think it's Capitol that's above Santa Fe. We're going to find out.
We'll find out.
Do you think they like hearing that, those two? Man, they're going at it this year.
Yeah, I heard there was a pretty rowdy crowd on hand again at Toby Roybal
Cibola
Gymnasium.
Cougars, are they, is this boys, girls?
Girls.
Oh, sorry, it's a small monitor. Girls, hey, are they going to be on the road? Are they going to get a home game?
You know, that's a tough team. That's a team you don't want to see during the tournament because you know Lori's going to coach them up.
That Estancia? That's Estancia.
Look how excited Richard got. Estancia. All the small schools come in, Richard stands up.
I love the
Oh,
small
no, I
school,
love it.
man.
It's the
I
best
love
part.
them. Hey, I came from a small school, man, so love it.
By the way, a shout out to another small school. I know my Springer Red Devils are watching right now.
Yep.
Those guys, you know, they're going to pretty good seed. They're going to have a home team. They're going to have a home game.
You just made Manny Lucero very proud by saying that the superintendent of Springer Schools.
Love Manny
The
Lucero.
Lady Cards,
Robertson.
the defending state champs, all those other boys, Manny Romero.
Told you it's a small screen.
It's a small. I'm sorry,
We have a
Manny.
small screen in
I'm
front
sorry,
of us. Hey, listen, Robertson. With their district things, we're tight with St. Mike's.
Somebody's
aren't they?
cooking something for you,
Very
Richard.
good team. Very solid. That's Capital. Now we're talking, baby. You win.
Capital's up.
That's homemade chili. That's North Daniel.
Where you at,
chili
Santa
right
Fe?
there, baby.
Demons, where you at? Where you at? Hey, we appreciate it. Keep them coming. We've got another hour. And right now, the NMAA is going to be releasing brackets, and our guys are diligently trying to get them to you, and then we're going to break them down in any way that we can. So we're going to step aside for a brief second. When we come back, we're going to start getting brackets for you as we get ready to start this 2020 tournament. Come on back.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Hey, you gonna do this or what? You gotta do it. And keep doing it. Do it big. Hit it. Step it up. Always take the risk. Don't just watch it. Put your phone down and do it. Drip splash like the ice on the wrist. That's a call I can't miss. Do what they say you can. Because there are those who don't and those who do. Let's do.
Lava Rock Brewing Company, conveniently located on Albuquerque's west side, just south of I-40. You can come on in, enjoy our pizza, pasta, burgers, and more by Matucci's. It's all at Lava Rock. Lava Rock Brewing Company, come on in.
Rock a showstopper, beats get it crunk and wired. Wave your hands, scream loud. Everybody here get it out of control.
Bossy, bossy. Just looking at my kids like I'm bossy. Bang, 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 aye. So when it's pretty body with it, maybe gotta get with it. Wind up your body and spin it. Girl, when you bubble at the trouble, why you give me this up? Once you wild out to wild it to S to the base, step London and mid on edges. Is it? Bossy.
High school sports are back. The 2018-19 season kicks off, and you could watch every ProView Network broadcast live on the NFHS Network. Every moment, from every game, from every sport, including all NMAA state championships. Get your highly discounted monthly pass now. Go to ProViewNetworks.com and sign up. Watch New Mexico's best. Car Crafters, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Are you sure we're supposed to be doing this?
Don't worry, I've watched him do it 1,000 times. Come on, what's the worst that can happen?
No! Bad dog!
Hi, welcome to Car Crafters. What happened? Don't worry, we'll make it like it never happened.
Car Crafters, it's like it never happened.
Get into the game with Garden Swartz Team Sales.
They have everything you need, from screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing services, high school letterman jackets, and all high school and club uniforms and individual and team apparel with the most reliable brands like Speedline, Rollins, and Wilson. And don't forget to check out the latest F7 Shut helmet. It's all at Garden Swartz Team Sales. Give them a call, 505-884-1234. Garden Swartz Team Sales.
It's the 2020 bracket breakdown. Adam Deal, joined by Sebastian Noel. That's Richard Tripp. We're going to have Ed Nunez on in a moment. Brackets are being released, and so we're going to get into them. The first one here in a moment we've got for you. It's the 1A girls, so hold on to your seats as we get ready to see this bracket. First thing I want to say is I'm being called out from behind the scenes by Adrian Ortega. I don't like that. Yes, I learned your name. I stuck up for you this entire season, Adrian. When things were going down, I said, watch, wait. Just wait till the end of district happens. I stuck up for you, and you know it. That's all I got to say.
Don't believe everything you hear, Adrian. Don't believe everything you hear.
That's absolutely
He got on that Las Cruces bandwagon real early this year. Earlier than normal.
All right, well, Adrian knows. Well, I guess he doesn't
Nothing
know.
but love.
Now he knows.
Nothing but love.
Let's talk about, since you brought it up,
Yeah.
man, that game plan he had last night against Cleveland in the
It was
district
good.
tournament. I mean, just packed it in, daring him to shoot from the perimeter. You hate, if you're Cleveland, you hate to be exposed like that right before the state tournament.
Cleveland just needs to be able to knock down those shots confidently. I think that when we're going to talk about this 5A bracket when it comes out, I think the Storm might be the most diverse they've been in a long time. So I think they're going to be tough when the tournament time comes.
I want to talk about Atrisco some more.
Atrisco.
Those guards, man. Isaiah Brooks yesterday,
I've been saying
perfect
it.
at the line.
I've been saying
Evan Ramos, I mean, there's just something Adrian does.
But
and
listen,
his guys are so
at the
mentally
beginning
tough.
of the year, guards like Brooks, he was 30 points, 0 points. Rivas, 5 3-pointers. When I would do games, he'd be 0 for 6. 3 games, he was 0 for
you're saying you're a
3.
jinx.
No, what I'm saying is they finally got more consistent, and they're playing better defense. Atrisco might be the team to beat going into this tournament.
Coach Ortega, Coach Heredia, his staff, they're not afraid to make those moves in the lineup either. They made lineup changes in the middle of the year. They found what works. I think they have great contribution off the bench.
We're going to have a lot of time to talk about 5A boys, guys. It's going to come out here. The NMA's releasing brackets. We want to see your watch parties. We want those to continue here at ProView TV, ProView's Facebook. We're also live on YouTube, Comcast 26 as well. The 1A girls this close to having it for you. We got a bracket
Shout
building.
out to my good friend Coach Boatman at Manal. You saw his watch party, right? It's that same exact living room that where we watched UCLA beat his ASU Sun Devils. Every time he has me over, UCLA beats Arizona State.
I knew we couldn't go a show without hearing about Sebastian and UCLA.
Yeah, he might not have me over again.
I understand.
Now I'm a UCLA fan myself, but
Well, I don't think you're invited to my house anymore. It's ridiculous.
hey, quick shout out to Mark Loetta over in Bernalillo. Quick shout out to Terry Darnell and Scott Ward. They are watching, so quick shout out to 2 of my bros up there in Bernalillo.
Terry Darnell, I think they're going to be hanging on the balance. Are they in? Are they?
Which is crazy to think
It's
about.
just hard. Their
because they
district
got
was
some
so
good
tough.
wins before their district
Yeah.
season started, but they just couldn't gain any traction during district play.
That goes back to what you and I were talking about earlier about that district. Top to bottom, not taking anything away from the ACC of 5A. I'm not taking it away from them. But that 4A in that district, when you have that, it's called parity. I mean, yeah, the record may not indicate it for Bernalillo. True, there was a couple of blowouts along the way, but night in and night out, to win that district, man, you had to prove it on the court. That's a very tough district.
Brackets again being released by the NMAA. We're going to get them as soon as we can onto a graphic for you, and we're going to show you what's going on. So we're about to have a lot of fun. And don't yell at me, don't yell at Richard, don't yell at Sebastian. We're just passing on news at this point.
According to the NMAA, what they sent us, I guess you could say.
Which it's a very transparent process, guys. I think maybe you might see that there might be some flaws, in my opinion, just based off of who finishes above who in district play, and if you had a bad non-district schedule and didn't do well, and that really affects your seeding. I don't know. It's tough. It's tough to see this whole thing.
Well, again, when I was watching that video by JP, it was, like I say, difficult. Here we go.
Yep. We're going to cut you off just because
That's fine.
this
Let's
is
go.
important.
More important.
All right, official bracket for you. It's the 1A girls. And so here we go. The 116, it's Logan versus Dorr. The 8-9 matchup is Tatum versus Cimarron. Mascarero and Roy going to take on Animas in that 5-12 matchup. The 4-13 is Pine Hill taking on Hondo Valley. Fort Sumner's the 3 seed against Mountain Air, the 14. Gateway Christian is the 6 seed. They're going to take on Clovis Christian, the 11. Tahajali's the 7 against Kamado, the 10. Melrose, the 2 seed against Cliff. That is your 1A girls bracket.
Wow. That's all I'll say is, wow. Is that what we have right now?
That's what we've got right now.
Okay, you want to go first?
Well, I mean, it's just interesting because traditionally in the lower classes, we see less upsets, right? You can almost chalk in 1 and 2
right.
in 1A almost all the time. And I really have trouble finding a team that could maybe challenge the 1 and the 2 seed in this bracket.
Maybe Pine Hill, the 4 seed might. You know, they have 2 young ladies which are averaging over double figures. They have a couple of impressive wins on the year. Melrose, though, 3 consecutive state runner-ups. If ever a team is looking to avenge things, it's the Melrose Buffs. They want to get back on top, not taking any away from Logan. This year, 8-0 in district. They've won 13 out of 14 coming in. Only lost to Tatum in the semifinals. That's the only loss they have, so they're ready to roll.
Again, this is official from the NMAA. This is your 1A girls bracket as it's listed. Logan, of course, we knew that earlier with the 1 seed. The Buffs, they get the 2 seed overall. Remember, all first round games will be at home and hosted before moving on to the metro area in the quarterfinals, where everything will be on a neutral court.
And these will be Friday night.
Girls are going to be Friday night on the first round, guys.
Right.
The boys will be on Saturday night, all games. Times pending, travel, different for everybody. I'm sure some of them will be announced tonight. By tomorrow, by Monday, I'm sure all times will be mentioned either on Max Preps or the NMAA website.
You know, I'm looking there at, I believe it's Miss Calero, I believe it is. If I can turn around.
Yeah, it's tough. I know there's a bigger monitor behind you.
Let's go to Roy.
Yeah, there you go.
That team, I kind of got a little bit about to say, you're always asking, is there a team possible about making a run? I know they're a high seed, and I agree a lot with Sebastian. Usually, especially at these lower classes, 1, 2s, and 3s usually do dominate. Once in a while, the 4 will creep in. But if a team can, it might be them. But it looks like a good matchup pending between Logan and Melrose.
Again, this is the 1A bracket. Logan gets that 1 seed. You see all the buys are on top. The top 8 seeds will host at home. Richard, on top of your head, what do you think? I mean, on the top of your head, do you think there's any dark horse early here that you can get you anything?
Not really. I think it's pretty clear cut. Fort Sumner maybe, can come out of it because Fort Sumner is one of those schools that's built for championships. You go inside their gym, you see it. Track, basketball, football, they're built for it. Melrose, just a team, they're hungry now. They're tired of being the runner-up the last 3 years. So really a dark horse in this class. I really don't see anybody coming from the bottom.
Man, just real quick tangent. These Volcano boys that are here with us at Lava Rock, they're getting into this Laker game, man. I just want to go hang out with them and watch the Lakers and Pelicans.
You mean LeBron versus Zion?
Yeah, exactly.
Go Celtics.
Again, if you're just joining us, glad you could join us here. It's the ProView Network bracket breakdown. We're going through all the brackets as the NMAA release. We're going to get them on a graphic on our own. We release as well. We want to see your watch parties and even comment. Let us know, what are your thoughts? Do you think that you should have been in, should have been higher, should have been lower? You don't like it? I want to know. We'll shout you out. We'll read your tweet here on air, and we'll try to best explain to you why or why not you're in or where you're at.
Well, I talked about that dominance for the 1 and 2 seeds. I mean, there's been 81 girls championships played. The champions come out of the 1 seed 29 times and out of the 2 seed 25 times. So chalk usually holds true for girls tournaments.
Right.
All right, again, this is the official bracket for the 1A as we get ready for the New Mexico Activities Association 2020 State Basketball Tournament. I'd like to remind you right now that you can watch the entirety of the quarterfinals from A through 5A on boys and girls side. You can watch the entirety of the tournament on the NFHS Network. Get your pass now. And then some select location of games in the first round from Sports Primo. ProView Networks will be broadcasting about 8 to 10 games as well in the first round. I know there's locations in Farmington, PV that do some broadcasts as well across the state, doing a very good job. But to watch these, you have to watch them on the NFHS Network. So get your pass today if you want full access of this basketball tournament, which is one of the biggest in the nation.
Yeah, I mean, the viewership is always huge. By the way, the 5A girls bracket's out, so we'll have something to talk about pretty soon when it comes to the big schools girls. And I know we have 5A girls teams here, 2 of them, and I don't think they realize that their bracket's out yet, so we'll have something to talk about with them, 2 of them in the house soon.
It's coming up. It's all coming up here in just a second. We have released the 1A girls bracket for you from the NMAA straight. Just waiting on more right now.
Are we ready for the 5?
Well, it's the 2A girls is coming up, and then we'll have the 5A girls following that, I believe. So
I can tell you, one of these teams that's here probably not going to be very happy with their seating in that 5A bracket.
All right, well, that's a good tease. I guess.
Yeah. I'm moving.
Staying over here.
Yeah, you go ahead, man.
Waiting on the 2A girls bracket. It's coming here any second. The guys are working diligently to put this together for you. Again, we're glad that you could join us here on the ProView Network bracket breakdown. Here is the 2A girls bracket, the official breakdown. The 1 seed is Penasco. They'll take on the 16 Loving. The 8 seed is Escalante against the 9 seed Rehoboth Christian. 5 goes to Magdalena. They'll play host to Quest of the 12. The 4 seed is Lordsburg against the 13 seed Crowdcroft. Newcomb's the 1 seed against McCurdy, the 14 seed. Or Newcomb, the 3 seed against McCurdy, the 14, I should say. Texaco, the 6. Clayton's the 11. Pecos with 7. Alamo Navajo gets the 10 seed, and Mescalero Apache, the 2 seed against the 15 seed Eunice. That is your official girls 2A brackets. Richard Tripp, break it.
Oh, this one, I'll tell you, what the matchup I would love to see in this one, obviously, is Penasco taking on Mescalero Apache. I said it last year at the CDSO. It's one thing I haven't forgotten. Elmer Chavez does such a great job of preparing. They've got one of the best players in the state in Felin Velasquez. They also have a young lady, Ramona Foss. They lost the state championship last year on a fluke, honestly. No disrespect to Pickles. Everybody remembers that game, but Penasco, Mandy Montoya in her first year, as I said at the top, what a year they had this year. They're on an impressive streak. Their last loss was January 30th with impressive wins over St. Mike's. They beat Dexter. They've beaten Pickles. And how about Newcomb? Newcomb right now
is the team I want to see, Richard.
Wins coming in. So this one right now, it's going to be interesting.
That's the team I want to see raining threes. They broke West Mesa's single game 3-point record by I think 4 or 5 threes. They hit 23 in a game, I believe.
Right.
I think that happened at Santa Fe Indian School. I'm not sure exactly who they were playing, but that's the team I want to see bombing threes in the pit is Newcomb, the number 3 seed.
Again, this is the 2A bracket, both 1A and 2A brackets. We have released Penasco on that 1 seed, Mescalero Apache the 2, Newcomb the 3, Lordsburg the 4. All teams they will host in the first round. As we get ready to throw up some more brackets here in just a moment. We're going to step aside
I got a
real
late
briefly,
shout out,
and when we return, we'll go ahead with a shout out. Yeah.
Los Lunas, the girls are watching. My favorite player, Natalie Hahola, just sent in a picture. Doodles, she's going to be raining threes at the pit.
Natalie is fantastic. We're going to be back, and we're going to have more brackets for you here on the Bracket Breakdown.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Hey, you gonna do this or what? You gotta do it. And keep doing it. Do it big. Hit it. Step it up. Always take the risk. Don't just watch it. Put your phone down and do it. Drip splash those who don't, and those who do. Let's do.
Lava Rock Brewing Company, conveniently located on Albuquerque's west side, just south of I-40. You can come on in, enjoy our pizza, pasta, burgers, and more by Matucci's. It's all at Lava Rock. Lava Rock Brewing Company, come on in. Hey, it's the bracket breakdown, and we are back. Ed Nunez now joining us. That's Richard Tripp. Adam Neal with you is the NMAA is releasing brackets, so we're going to be releasing these brackets as well. We've released 1A girls and 2A girls, and I think we've got 3A girls in the making, and then a lot more coming your way. So it's always a fun night. Ed Nunez, how you doing over there?
Oh, you know what? I'm doing great. It's been, as you mentioned, this is the first time we've done it live at a place rather than the studio. And it's sure a different atmosphere. It's good to see all the teams out here enjoying the atmosphere, waiting to see where they're going to play.
We haven't been on the road in a while, but we're here at Lava Rock and we're having some fun. We've got 4 teams in-house all waiting to take a look at their seating.
I remember the last place we did it at, but I'm afraid to say it because let's just say it's a similar establishment.
Sure.
You know, so we won't mention
We make
the
our
name.
own rules here on ProView
okay.
Networks. Richard, you're all right.
Well, you know, the last time we did this was at Fox and Hound a few years back. You know, so yeah, but outside of this and going back to all that little studio up on Wyoming Boulevard, look how far we've come. We're at Lava Rock now, man. I mean, it's cool.
It's come a long way. We want to continue seeing your watch parties. They've been a lot of fun. We got some craziness going on. We want to see it, some videos, some pictures. Make sure they're tasteful, please. I would appreciate that. But send them to us. We're on Twitter. We're on YouTube. We're on Comcast Channel 26 local. We're all over the place. We're on Facebook as well.
You know, and that's pretty cool. You know, because people finally get to see me and they say, I waited for that. Just kidding. But, you know, it's always cool to be up, especially when you get a chance to thank the coaches, thank the athletes, thank the officials as well. You know, it's been a fun basketball season. And as far as I remember, and I'm old, I think I'm the oldest guy next to Steve Davis. We had such an amazing basketball year this year, from 5A all the way down to 1A. You know, following you on your bracketology, just realizing how many times you changed it.
It's been ridiculous.
It's been ridiculous.
Trying to figure it all out.
Yeah.
But you know what? Ed Nunez has had the best basketball season. He had back-to-back buzzer beaters. It's hard just to get a buzzer beater when you're calling a game and you're broadcasting a game. Del Norte over Hope, right? The Bank, and then you got Atrisco Heritage, Volcano Vista.
Elijah Gaxiola and Malik Barton back-to-back nights. And I think you're right. You're lucky if you get maybe one of those in a career. Back-to-back nights, I couldn't believe it. And one of them was with my son, which made it even better. And then the second night, Elijah Gax. You can't believe that. Like you said that, you're lucky if you get one a career. So I got 2 back-to-back. It'll probably never happen again, but I'll never forget those moments, and I sure cherish them. Great shots by both guys.
It's good stuff. Still waiting on the 3A bracket, I believe. It's just getting close. You know, that takes a while. I got to type it out.
But just going back again to this type of season until the guys are ready, talking about, you know, the buzzer beaters, talking about Capital and Santa Fe this year. It's historic. I remember a few years ago when I was still at West Las Vegas, a number of times we played Robertson. You know, I was talking to Lisa Villarreal earlier about the possibility of playing Cibola, and she just shook her head, you know. Again, you know, it's
getting
been
closer
that kind of
and
year.
closer.
It's getting closer and closer. And the more you play that team, regardless of how many times you played them, it's to the point of, oh no. Even though you may have beaten them, but it's oh no.
We've got it. 5A for you. This is official, or is this the 3A? The 5A. All right, we've got it for you, the 5A girls bracket, and here's how it goes. The 1 seed, it's Hobbs, as they take on the 16 seed Albuquerque High School. The 8-9 matchup, Carlsbad versus Cibola. The 5 is to Mayfield. They'll play host to Cleveland. The 12. The 4 is the La Cueva Bears in-house. They're going to take on the 13 seed Oñate. The 3 seed overall goes to Volcano Vista. They're going to take on Deming. The 14 seed Centennial is the 6. They're going to go at it with the 11 seed West Mesa. Sandia, the 7 against Farmington, the 10 seed. PV, they grab the 2 seed. They're going to take on Manzano, the 15 seed. And so there is your 5A girls bracket.
Wow. Go ahead, brother.
Well, you know what? Manzano snuck in and Piedra Vista. What kind of matchup would that be with Sandia if Sandia gets past the 10th seed Farmington? Sandia's been playing very well. They've won, I think, 16, 15 games in a row. That would be a heck of a matchup. Look at Manny Otero, the number 11 seed, and Volcano Vista, the number 3. Like you said, they're here in the house. How well have they played all season long? They played very well. So La Cueva, they've got the number 4, and that would be a great matchup if they did win and Mayfield wins, but don't count Cleveland out either. And Carlsbad and Cibola, Albuquerque High sneaks in at number 16. They played better lately, but Carlsbad and Cibola, I think, is also a very good first-round matchup.
Listen, La Cueva does get affected a little bit seeding-wise with their loss against Piedra Vista, because I think they were going to get that 2 seed, and it slips 2 spots in that district tournament championship. I think the beneficiaries of those were obviously PV, who jumps up to the 2, who were maybe going to be the 3, but then Volcano Vista were kind of flirting at a 4 all year. It's the Hawks now that are a 3 seed.
You know, I'm looking at the bracket overall again, and just looking at this thing going, I'm not, no disrespect, I'm not really looking at the first round games as much as I'm looking at the next round, quarterfinals. You know, you look at La Cueva taking on Mayfield possibly. What a matchup. George Maya, congratulations. I believe it's 500 wins down at Mayfield. Congratulations to you. Joe Carpenter at Hobbs, the job he did at Roswell, carrying over to Hobbs now. Man, Carlsbad up there. Just those second round matchups to me. And like you said, that's a good matchup if PV gets by Manzano, which they should, let's say. That Sandia Farmington matchup is going to be very good because Sandia, like you said, Ed, has steadily made their move. Steadily,
Guys,
very
we're going to get back and we're going to talk a lot more about the 5A bracket on the girls' side, but we're going to get to the 3A bracket because we have that to release as well. So let's take a look at the 3A girls' bracket. Navajo Prep's the 1 seed against the 16 Crown Point. The 8-9 matchup, Laguna Acoma and Tucumcari. The 5 is Hatch Valley. They'll play host to Zuni, the 12. The 4 seed, West Las Vegas against the 13 St. Mike's. It's the 3 seed, Tehachapi against the 14 seed, Dexter. Santa Fe Indians, the 6 against Thoreau, the 11. The 7-10 matchup, Socorro Robertson. The 2 seed goes to Tularosa as they'll play host to Sandia Prep in the 15 spot. That is your 3A girls bracket.
We just said it. You play a team so many times, West playing St. Mike's again. Last time they played a very good matchup. It's going to be interesting. That 7-10 matchup. Robertson's been a little bit down. They've been a little bit up and down. Coach Magic, though, has a way of rightening the ship. You know, Lawrence Baca over at Socorro, that is going to be a very, very good matchup. Other than that, the bracket pretty much true to form. Coach Ben down at Hatch, he's got one of the best players, his daughter, in the state of New Mexico, man. Ed, what do you think?
You know what? No surprise there with Navajo Prep grabbing the number 1 seed there. And I think one of the matchups I'm looking at, and again, you're saying you're looking at quarterfinals, maybe a matchup between Tularosa and Socorro in the quarterfinals would be one heck of a matchup in that bracket. So, as you mentioned, Richard, pretty much true to form on that bracket.
Really quick, Navajo Prep, 2 impressive wins, Bloomfield and Mescalero this year, man. 13 straight wins. Very Rainy Chris, another great job.
Dons, baby. Dons.
Lady Dons, baby. Man, playing another district opponent again. That's what we were talking about.
That's just
it's
tough, though, isn't it?
But I want to give very tough. I want to give a shout out to Carissa Padilla, who's my cousin playing at St. Mike's. But yeah, the Lady Dons, they've had to beat Robertson. They've had to play 3 straight games against Robertson, winning 2 out of 3. So yeah, I want to give a shout out to the Lady Dons. Go get it.
Guys, let's take another look at another bracket, and we're going to go to the 4A girls bracket. And no big surprise, it's Las Lunas. They're the 1 seed. They're going to take on the 16 seed, slipping into that tournament. St. Pius, Espanola Valley. They're the 8 and the 9 seed is Bloomfield. The 5 is Pewaukee Valley. The 12 is Lovington. The 4-13 matchup, Highland versus Goddard. The 3-14 is Portales against Valley. Bernalillo, they're going to play host to Grants in the 6-11. Silver's the 7, Gallup's the 10, Kirtland Central the 2, Shiprock the 15. There is your girls' 4A bracket.
Well, if you look at Las Lunas and St. Pius, that's a rematch of the district championship last night. Give Bria Rodet a lot of credit from St. Pius. She got them in the district championship. It's kind of a tough uphill road for the Sardins. And again, Marty Zeller has the Las Lunas Tigers trending upward as he usually does this time of year. Highland, they're the number 4 seed. A possible match against Milwaukee Valley in the quarterfinals. Give a shout out to Highland head coach Lonnie Neal. What kind of job has he done there? He's done an excellent job there. So those are some matchups. Look at the proposed matchup in the quarterfinals between potentially Shiprock and Gallup. That would be an amazing scene at the pit if Shiprock and Gallup played each other there.
What?
That would make,
oh man!
Yeah, how many fans would
it.
come out for that? That would have at least 10 to 12,000 fans.
I mean,
that's again projected because Silver is not going to go down easy. They're the 7th seed. Gallup's got to go on the road to beat them. But if Gallup and Shiprock somehow met in the pit, wow.
You know, Kirtland and Las Lunas met earlier this year.
Yes.
6-point differential. Las Lunas came in with the win. The stars are lined up, but beware of a team like Espanola right now. Is clicking on all cylinders right now. They got it going on, so Gallup,
Guys,
never count out Gallup.
We've released all of the girls' brackets. We're going to take a quick break real quick, and we're going to start with the boys' side of the brackets, and then we're really going to break all of these down. So come on back here on ProView Networks.
Everybody here get it out of control.
Bossy, bossy. Just looking at my kids like I'm bossy. Bang, 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 hey. Tell them it's pretty body with it, maybe gotta get with it. Wind up your body and spin it. Girl, when you bubble, that's a trouble, why you give me this up? To the base, London and mid on edges. Is it? Bossy.
High school sports are back. The 2018-19 season kicks off, and you could watch every ProView Network broadcast live on the NFHS Network. Every moment, from every game, from every sport, including all NMAA state championships. Get your highly discounted monthly pass now. Go to ProViewNetworks.com and sign up. Watch New Mexico's best.
Hey, back to action. Glad you could join us. Adam Deal along with Ed Nunez, Sebastian Noel. It's the bracket breakdown as we've got the 5 girls brackets. We're really going to get into them here in just a moment, but we're going to release now the boys brackets are going to be coming our way. And I think in just a second we've got the 5A boys bracket here in just a moment, guys. But you saw, we want to thank Volcano Vista. They joined us live tonight. They saw their seed. The La Cueva girls both saw their seed. A lot different than most thought maybe yesterday because of district tournaments.
I'm really disappointed to see La Cueva and Hobbs on the same side of the bracket. I was hoping that maybe that could be a championship matchup. I really think those.
What about the Hawks that were sitting next to you?
Right, that's a team that not a lot of people talking about.
He waited till they left to say that.
Please, I don't want Ross to beat me up, Ross or Lisa, right? But not a lot of people talking about Volcano Vista, and they had a great season. But now I really did think I would see a Hobbs La Cueva final, but now that's not going to be possible. They're on the same side of the bracket.
Well, he did say that when you called a Volcano Vista game earlier, you did say that, kind of flying under the radar. I heard you say that. And they're number 3 seed. They played very well. Your point's not without some legitimacy. I agree there. I do.
It's just odd. You have a team that's only lost 3-4 games, and no one's really talking about them. We've heard a lot about Hobbs. We've heard a lot about PV. We've heard a lot about La Cueva, but not a lot of people talking about the Hawks, which is weird.
But think about where they're seated. They earned that 3, right? They earned
Absolutely.
that 3. Maybe people aren't talking about them, but I don't know that anybody wants to play them either.
Real interesting matchup, too, that first round, I think, was Sandia and Farmington, right? In the 7-10. Farmington can shoot lights out. That might be an interesting matchup there. That's a potential upset right there. Can't count out West Mesa, defending champs. Coach Otero's going to have them ready. It's going to be a tougher road, that's for sure. But in that 6-11.
We've got the 5A boys bracket for you. This is the official bracket. Las Cruces, the 1 seed. They're going to play host to the 16-seed Gadsden. The 8-9 matchup, it's Clovis playing host to La Cueva. The 5 at the Trisco Heritage against the 12 Volcano Vista. They get to go at it again, the big-time district matchup. Oñate's the 4 against the 13 Roswell. Santa Fe at 3 against the 14 Carlsbad. 6 seed is Cleveland. How about that? They're going to get Rio Rancho, the 11 seed. Hobbs is the 7 against the 10 seed El Dorado. The Eagles have to travel. Capital, the 2 seed against Centennial. There is your bracket listed.
Well, interesting matchup right away to me is Clovis. having to travel to Clovis. La Cueva right now, how are they looking? They're playing, they've won 7 in a row. They are trending and playing very well. So that could be a tough game for Clovis, although Clovis has played well as well. Las Cruces, no surprise there. They say they want to avoid district rivalries, and you've got 2 of them on the opposite sides, Cleveland and Rio Rancho, Trisco and Volcano Vista. So there's nothing they could do to avoid that. The other team that interests me, El Dorado Eagles. They didn't end the season, and Roy Sanchez cannot coach in that first game. He got ejected last night. So that's big.
It's just crazy to
they've
think
got to travel
that El Dorado is
against
going to have to travel in the first round. La Cueva, they're playing amazing right now, and La Cueva is going to have to travel to take on Clovis. They lost at home to Clovis earlier in the year. Now La Cueva is a different team, no doubt. But the matchup, guys, that have to jump out is the 5-12. And it's a Trisco and Volcano Vista, and these teams are going to battle again. You've got to be kidding me.
They split 2-2, I believe, right? They're 2-2.
I'll tell you, I know it's the way the criteria shapes out and everything, but I hate this bracket. I hate that the Conference of Champions is all, or the District of Champions is all matched up against each other. The 5-12, a Trisco Volcano, that could be a championship. Cleveland Rio Rancho out of the same district. I hate how they're matched up together like that. The rest of the tournament, the rest of the teams are obviously going to be very pleased that a Trisco and Volcano have to face off in the first round. But as a basketball fan, I hate it because both those fans are good enough, or both those teams are good enough to make a run to the championship.
Well, I still think on that bracket with El Dorado and Hobbs, I think El Dorado's still good enough to come out of that game. And if that did happen, a matchup against Capital, who should take care of Centennial, potential matchup.
It's interesting.
But Capital is a very good team, very good team.
I think Rio Rancho losing Kristen Lucero really hurts as they're going to go up against Cleveland. We're going to get more into this, guys, but I think the big story is a Trisco and Volcano. And to your note, Ed, it's actually 2-1. Trisco leads that series 2-1 against Volcano. This will be the 4th time that those 2 teams have played this season. Let's get to the 4A bracket. We've got a lot of time to break them all down. Here is your 4A bracket. How about the defending champs? It's the Valley Vikings. They're going to take on the 16 seed Santa Teresa, who slips in at the end. Taos, it's your 8 against the 9 Valencia. Your 5-12 matchup, Hope Christian against Academy. 4-13 is Artesia versus Grants. Highland is your 3 seed. They're going to play host to Lovington. They would not have gotten in unless they won their district tournament. Las Lunas is the 6 seed against Del Norte, the 11 seed. How about that? Espanola Valley, the 7 against Kirtland Central, the 10. And Gallup, congratulations. You're the 2 seed against Chaparral, the district champs, 15 seed.
Well, I think Hope at the 5 district matchup against Academy, that surprised me. I thought maybe they were strong enough to get the 4. Del Norte slipping all the way to 11 was kind of a shock. We thought they were going to flip-flop the 8-9 there, but guess what? It doesn't matter because Jerron McIntosh, you know what his middle name is? Final 4. He's got 2 dogs. You know what their names are? Bracket and Buster. It doesn't matter where the Knights are going to play in the first round. So that 6-11, it doesn't scare them, I don't think.
They played earlier in the season in a tight game against Las Lunas, but Las Lunas did win the head-to-head matchup against Del Norte. I feel like it's a very tough draw for them. Taos does get that final home game. I thought they would match up against Del Norte there, but maybe an underrated season no one's talking about is Valencia. It's a very good matchup in the first round, Ed.
You know, I think it is. And I looked at Taos when they played at the Hope tournament earlier in the year. Abdul Quais, Noah Armijo, Esteban Cantu. They've got some pieces. Hernando Chavez is a good coach, so we'll see what happens there. You mentioned Highland, 4 wins in 6 days. You know, so I got to give a shout out to my Hornets. But if they do win, if they get past Lovington, a proposed matchup between them and Del Norte. Although Del Norte, as you mentioned, Sebastian mentioned, Coach McIntosh, they're trending downward right now. They're 2-4 their last 6, but Coach McIntosh has gotten them to the finals the last 2 years.
One last thought on 4A, and we're going to get back to it to break it down, but we got 3A coming. Sebastian, your last thought?
Yeah, my last thought is, again, Valencia moving up to 9, Del Norte moving down to 11, it shows that the district tournament matters.
Yeah. All right, well, that is your 4A bracket. Guys, it's time to jump in to the 3A bracket. This is official from the NMAA, and let's get to it. Your 1 seeded Sandia Prep, they're going to take on the 16 seed Cuba. The 8-9 matchup is Tularosa versus Cobre. Your 5-12, the Dons from West Las Vegas, going to take on Tehachapi. Robertson's the 4 seed against the 13 seed Thoreau. Bosque, what a season that they've had. The 3 seed against Raton, the 14. St. Mike's thought maybe they'd get a better seed, but they're going to be 6. They're going to take on very tough game. Santa Fe Indian, very familiar game in the 6-11. Navajo Preps the 7, Nimi the 10, and Hot Springs, your defending champs, going to take on Socorro in the 2-15. Richard Tripp.
District matchups again. We go back to that. Socorro and Hot Springs, even though Socorro, Hot Springs has handled them, it's going to be interesting. St. Mike, Santa Fe Indian, the same thing. Tularosa, Cobre, those are things that you don't like to see. Sandia Prep and Cuba, another district matchup in there. But overall, the bracket, I thought I got to say, in looking at this bracket, it was pretty good. The only thing possibly was I had St. Mike's like you. I probably had them a little bit higher. Prep came in. My Dons, I had them penciled in between the 5 and the 6. Coach Bustos and I went back and forth on it, but that's where they kind of stuck. The NMA criteria.
Look at the potential.
Well, and that's one thing that we were talking about. I know Coach Bustos and Coach Manny Romero are probably looking at this thing now going, oh man, here we go again. They met at Santa Ana a few years ago. It wasn't a good outcome for the Dons, but yeah, here we go again, playing them 4 times. It just kind of repeat.
Again, this is the 3A bracket. They're all being released here right now. We've released all 5 girls brackets. This is the 3rd boys bracket that we've released. And you look at it set up. Hot Springs, man. I saw them live at Hope Christian last year. Coach Bean is doing such a good job with this program. This team is tough.
Well, I actually called that game last year, the state championship. Barrels Lukeman might be the best player in that class. So it was entertaining championship. They beat Santa Fe Indian, and Santa Fe Indian lost their best player, and it kind of trending. I don't think they made it. They did. No, they did. They're number 11. But I think Derek Bean, as Richard said, is doing a great job in coaching Hot Springs. Them at the number 2 seeds are on the opposite side of Sandia Prep, and although Sandia Prep lost the district tournament championship to Bosque, they still get the number 1 seed. So to your point, do those district tournaments matter? Because again, Bosque did beat them for the district tournament championship. They get a 3. Sandia Prep gets the number 1.
Well, just one couple of final comments on this. Always, Adam, we always say who to look out for. There's a couple of teams in that bracket to look out for. That number 9 team right there, Cobre, because they did beat Hot Springs this year. So that could be a possible team to be on the lookout for. My Dons, I got to give them love. They started the year 3 and 6.
That's all I want to hear is you talking about your Dons. Come on.
They started the year 3 and 6. From that point on, they ended up something like 16 and 3, 17 and 3. So Coach Bustos did a good job of bringing them along. They ran through the district tournament after losing their last regular game against Robertson. And they ran through the district tournament. So congratulations to them. Now it's time. Peru's not going to be an easy opponent at all. I guarantee it. They're going to bring it into Gilly Lopez Gym. I think St. Mike's has been up and down lately. If they get it cranked, be careful.
All right, well, let's go to the 2A bracket. Official from the NMAA. Here's what it looks like. How about the 3-time champs? They're trying to 4-peat. Can anybody stop them? It's Pecos. They'll take on Estancia in the 1-16. Dulce, they're the 8 seed against the 9 seed Rehoboth Christian. The 5-12 matchup, it's Newcomb playing host to Mesilla Valley. The 4 seed, it's Manal. They'll play host to the 13 Escalante. The 3-14 matchup, Santa Rosa against Mascalero Apache. As Santa Rosa hosts, Jow will play host to Moore on the 6-11. The 7 seed Texaco will take on Navajo Pine, the 10, and Magdalena, the 2 seed, against the 15 seed McCurdy. There has been 2 snowouts. Is this destiny that they meet in the pit in the finals, Pecos and Magdalena, Richard Tripp?
Be careful with the Santa Rosa Lions, number 3. I say it every year with them. That would be a great matchup with Santa Rosa and Magdalena. Is it destined that Magdalena and Pecos play? Yes, it's destiny on their side. But I agree, and going back to something that Seabass said earlier about Manal, very solid, very good team. What's there to say about Pecos, so we'll just move on. Just kidding. The Mona Rangers, I got to give them some love from up north. But, yeah, Ira Harge, he's going after that 3-peat, I believe it is. So
It'll be four, right?
4 P. So yeah, it should be really, really interesting.
That is your 2A bracket. We're waiting on one more, guys. It's the 1A, and then all brackets will be complete. We'll go through them again and kind of give a little projection, if you will, and try to talk about some of the teams that can make some runs. What do you see, though, right in this one? I mean, Ed, you know, you've seen Pecos. Ira Harge has done such a great job with the program. Everyone's aiming for them.
Well, I'll tell you what, winning 1 is hard enough. Winning 2 and then 3, a 4-peat. I haven't heard of a 4-peat in quite some time. Coach Mike Brown, who just left, won 6 with the Academy Chargers many years ago.
Hope Christian.
Hope Christian.
What's that?
Hope Christian.
Yes, Hope Christian. Did they win 4 in a row? They did.
Oh, yeah.
They won 4 in a row. So, but I think one of the things you said is it destiny about the snowouts. You have to wonder because
they were supposed to play twice.
They were supposed to play twice, and they got snowed
Both times got snowed out.
So I just said, you know what? Just make it up in the pit for the finals.
But there's these other teams saying to themselves, "Hey,
Well,
why not
everybody else
us?
is saying
Why
that,
not
yeah.
us?
Why not?
Right.
You know, and one of those teams, like you were saying, like I say, Santa Rosa. Here's a team that, you know, they're big inside. They can play some basketball. That's what I'm saying. Now Magdalena, they have some talent. I mean, their ball kids are out of this world. You know, one of them, I know, I can't really say. Let's just say there's a couple of colleges really chasing them right now.
I like
so it's interesting to see. But
One loss, right? Magdalena?
One loss this year. So yeah, it's going to be in Newcomb. Be careful. That's another team. Like you know, they're always looking for that team. But you know, JJ, my bro down in Santa Rosa, nothing but love for you guys, man.
You look at the 2, we've looked at the 5, the 4, the 3, the 1A. It's coming here in just a moment, and then we're going to run through them all again, guys, and kind of give your picks. Glad you could join us here in the ProView Network bracket breakdown as the crew having a lot of fun from Lava Rock. We've been live. It's been a good host. It's been a good venue. You guys having some fun?
You know what? A whole bunch of fun. There's a legend right there. Man.
Yes, absolutely. Coach coming in to thank us for a good time.
I'll tell you what, that guy's got an iron grip. He'll kill you, man. That's a real man right there. And I got a grip. That guy almost killed me.
We had a great crew, by the way, and we had a great turnout. So we want to appreciate, you know, everyone that came out, all of our sponsors that make this happen, and
you know, one of the things that
I'm
Richard,
just ready for some games.
One of the things that Richard said, a lot of times we get to see the bigger classes here in Albuquerque. When the smaller classes come to the state tournament, Santa Ana, Bernalillo, wherever they're at, man, that seems some excitement. It really is. No matter what class of basketball we're covering, girls, boys, whatever class it is, that's some of the most exciting time all year long, for sure.
Oh, definitely. And I can tell you right now, like Pecos, looking at them up there, I'm going to predict that they will be playing in the night session at Santa Ana to allow that crowd to come in. And if West and Robertson win in that 3A matchup, expect Pecos followed by West Robertson, and both of them survive. You know, going back to the Mora situation until the guys are ready, you know, again, want to send a shout out to the head coach, Marco Sanchez. He lost his mother yesterday, so he didn't even get to coach the district championship game last night, so shout out to him.
Absolutely, shout out. That's terrible. Obviously, condolences from ProView Networks. We thank the La Cueva faithful who stayed and had a good time here as they joined us live to see their seed. We're going to break down all of those brackets. But first, we got one more to release, the final one, 1A, and it's Melrose. They're the 1 seed against the 16 at Dora. The 8-9 matchup is Grady San Juan House against Camado. In the 8-9, the 5 seed Springer's going to play host to the 12 Hondo Valley. The 4 seed is Evangel Oak Grove against the 13 Cimarron. The 3 seed is Tatum. They take on Jemez Valley, the 14 seed. Fort Sumner, they're the 6 seed against Mountain Air. The 11 Elida, they play the 7th, or they're the 7th, they play the 10 Logan. Maxwell's the 2 seed against the New Mexico School of Death, the 15 seed. There is your 1A bracket. Your thoughts, Richard Tripp?
Well, really quick, Maxwell and Melrose, I know they met earlier this year, and Melrose beat them. Maxwell, I had a chance to see them earlier in the year. Eloy Brazil, again, doing a magnificent job up, you know, with the Maxwell Bears. That'd be a very interesting matchup, I'll tell you that right now. But Tatum, you know, I kind of did a little bit of research on Tatum, and they are extremely impressive. So Maxwell and Melrose got the seeds just based on hitting the criteria points, but Tatum, if you go back and study them, they did not fall far behind. So again, you're looking at a possible 3-2 matchup of Tatum and Maxwell. It's going to be very, very interesting. And then Melrose.
We're going to take a step back, guys, and then we're going to do a little prediction and get some information to everybody that they need to know for all of these brackets here from the ProView Network crew. So when we return, we'll be back as the brackets have been released. It's the bracket breakdown of ProView Networks.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Hey, you gonna do this or what? You gotta do it. And keep doing it. Do it big. Hit it. Step it up. Always take the risk. Don't just watch it. Put your phone down and do it. Drip splash like the ice on the wrist. That's a call I can't miss. Do what they say you can. Because there are those who don't and those who do. Let's do.
Lava Rock Brewing Company, conveniently located on Albuquerque's west side, just south of I-40. You can come on in, enjoy our pizza, pasta, burgers, and more by Matucci's. It's all at Lava Rock. Lava Rock Brewing Company, come on in.
Rock a showstopper, beats get it crunk and wired. Wave your hands, scream loud. Everybody here get it out of control.
Bossy, bossy. Just looking at my kids like I'm bossy. Bang, 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 hey. Tell them it's pretty body with it, maybe gotta get with it. Wind up your body and spin it. Girl, when you bubble at the trouble, why you give me this up? Want to you wild out to wild it to S to the base, step London and mid on edges. Is it?
It's the 2020 bracket breakdown. Glad you could join us, the entire crew. Doing a great job as always. The enemy has gotten all the seating and out. Guys, we're just going to kind of go over all the brackets and give our thoughts and all the great knowledge that Richard Tripp has and the average knowledge that Sebastian Noel has. It'll be a lot of fun as it always is. So let's do this. Let's start from the 1A side, and we're going to kind of maybe make some predictions or some thoughts, some dark horses, and we'll go through the whole thing as they have now been released. And so here we go. Richard, I mean, we got to lean on Richard for the 1A girls. Just, what is your prediction here, Tripp?
Well, I can tell you one thing here. Logan and Melrose, like I said at the top, Melrose is coming off three straight runner-up. They want to avenge it. So I'm going to go out on a limb. I know Logan's very, very good. I know Fort Sumner's very good, but I'm going to go out on a limb, and I'm going to say Melrose comes out of this.
I'll take the 1, Logan. It's the 1. It's the 1 in a small classification.
I want you to elaborate on that.
More championships come out of the 1 seed in 1A, especially on the girls' side, so I'm going to go with the 1, Logan.
Ed Nunez.
Logan's number 1. I'll go with Logan.
All right, guys. Well, you're all wrong because I've broadcasted Lady Buffs a lot, so I'm a Lady Buff fan. And so the Buffaloes are going to march their way to that championship game. They're gonna stampede their way. Good job, Jason Florida, director. For a championship. Ed, you.
But Dickie Royalball will love us, I'll tell you that, for picking Melrose.
That's so 1A girls again. This is the bracket. Congratulations, all the teams. Again, first round, you're going to be able to play host at your own home, and then everything else moves on to the Bernalillo, Santa Ana Star Center, and the Pit. So
Friday night, the girls.
You're right, Richard. Friday night's girls. Saturday will be boys in the first round. Let's take a look at that 1A boys. And again, I'm not going to break streak here. I'm going to go with you, Richard Tripp.
No doubt, this is a 1-2 matchup all the way through. Melrose has already defeated Maxwell once. Tatum's I kind of have a thing about Tatum, but I'm going to stick. This one, I'm going to stick with Melrose.
I'm going to go with a Springer versus Maxwell championship, with Maxwell prevailing. The big fella Riggs going to rattle the rim at the Pit.
Springer and Maxwell, that'd be a great matchup.
You know, I actually called Melrose the championship last year, and I think they've got 3 or 4 players back. I think Richard's right. Melrose and Maxwell for the championship. Eloy Brazil, not only is he coached at Maxwell, he's a legend.
He's a legend in that area. Also Springer, too.
Yes, he's been around. He's a Hall of Fame coach. I'll take Melrose to the championship.
You guys are sleeping on my Fort Sumner Foxes. The 6th seed are going to sneak their way into the finals against Melrose.
Wow.
Fort Sumner.
I love it. I love the pick.
I feel like you have a bias against the Fort Sumner Foxes now.
The Foxes are due. It's been a while.
All right, that is the 1A boys bracket. Let's take a look now at the 2A girls, Richard.
Well, this one, again, a sentimental favorite is Penasco, of course. But Mescalero Apache, like I say, I love Elmer Chavez. Last year, he brought Mescalero basically out of the unknown, came within a blink of winning a state title. You know, so this one, I think, is going to play out as predicted, and I'm going to go Penasco.
Do you have a dark horse?
My dark horse in this one, if I had to pick one, well, really not a dark horse. If anybody, it's going to be Newcomb, the 3.
That's who I'm going to have to go to the finals is Newcomb. Imagine how full the pit's going to be for Mescalero, Apache, and Newcomb.
Ooh.
But Newcomb, man, they shoot the 3. Like I said, they broke the single-season record. They broke West Mesa's record. So I like Newcomb against the 1, Penasco. And you know what? I'm going to take the upset there. I'll take Newcomb.
Good pick. Good pick.
You mentioned Mescalero Apache under Elmer Chavez, and he's a veteran coach. He's been around a long time. I like him. I like them against Penasco in the final. I'll take Penasco.
I guess nobody wants to discuss my Texaco Wolverines, guys.
Well, he just loved that part of the state.
Well, that's where I got my start.
I hear you.
Texaco Wolverines. And,
I hear you.
They're tough.
I think you're just really intimidated by Richard Luscombe, so that's why you're picking Texaco. I understand that. It's a scary guy.
Well, yeah, when Rich comes down the ramp, I mean, hey.
Former Eastern guy, too. Richard Luscombe, former Eastern guy. No
right.
bias there, right?
Let's go Greyhounds. Let's go Greyhounds. All right, let's take a look at the 2A boys bracket now. And the Pecos, they're looking for the 4-peat. Is there going to be that makeup game, which will be for a blue trophy in the Pit between Magdalena? It's a thick crowd, though. You think Santa Rosa maybe could sneak in there, Richard? What do you think?
I do think Santa Rosa could sneak in and upset Magdalena. I'm not going to put money on it, but I know Frank Ortiz up in Santa Rosa, Jory Miralal down at Magdalena. It's going to be a coaching war if those two get it on in the Pit. You know, so yeah, but it'll hold true. Pecos is going to come out of this one. I don't know. Pecos is going to come out of it.
I agree. Pecos over Magdalena in the championship. Should be a great game. Magdalena, you know, Owen Olney's over there. Mirabal still got a son there.
Right.
Look out for Mesilla Valley in that 5-12, though. I wouldn't be surprised if Mesilla Valley won that.
You know, you mentioned Frank Ortiz from Santa Rosa, and I remember Frank real well. Heck of a coach. I think they're going to upset Magdalena. They'll play Pecos for the championship. Pecos gets their 4th straight.
I've learned a hard lesson for 4 years. 3 years. This would be the 4th if I didn't learn that lesson. Don't pick against Ira Harj. Don't pick against this fan base that has grown. Don't pick against my guy Grady that's always calling me out, telling me how great Pecos is. I am just going to tell you now, Pecos, baby, for a 4-peat.
And I thought Grady was going to try to join us here today. I was looking forward to that. He's going to give us some background info on Pecos.
Well, he obviously doesn't believe in him this year.
No.
I can't.
Oh, no,
he's their biggest fan.
That's my guy.
I'm going Pecos, guys. Ira Harj Jr., my guy. Let's take a look. 3A girls in Navajo Prep with a really good season. We know the more they keep winning, they are going to have the crowd behind them. Is this true, Richard?
Oh, definitely. You know, I bet the NMA's licking their chops right now, looking at Navajo Prep and Crown Point, opening round, Santa Ana. Yeah, you know, there's going to be about 8,000 people for that one, easy. But this bracket is, wow. I'm pulling for my Lady Dons, of course, the job they did, but playing a district opponent again, it's going to be that 7-10 matchup, very intriguing. I love Coach Magic, over at Robertson, defending state champs. This one, I'm going to stick with Navajo Prep, but on that flip side, don't be surprised if Santa Fe Indian comes out of it at the 6.
I don't disagree with that. I like Santa Fe Indian. I've gotten to see them a couple of times on stream, but the number 1 seed's going to be really tough here. Tahachi at the 3 seed's also tough, but yeah, you're right. We're going to have some monster crowds for this, but I'm going to stay chalk, and I'll go number 1, Navajo Prep.
I'm going to go Navajo Prep too, but I think if you said the first round matchup between Navajo Prep and Crown Point, think about a proposed second round matchup between Navajo Prep and Laguna Acoma. Boy, I'll tell you what.
Very good.
Yes.
Very good matchup.
Dons. I believe in Richard Tripp so much that I'm going to say the Dons
here come our town
are going to walk their way to a blue dive. They will not walk their way.
Miranda,
I'm just trying to support my guy, Richard Tripp. I think it's a great bracket, 3A girls. So.
If they come through this, you pick them. She'll buy you breakfast for a lifetime at the Mex.
Dons. I pick them the Dons.
All
right, let's take a look at the 3A boys bracket. Again, another great bracket. They made it to the semis last year. This year, they're the 1 seed at Sandia Prep, and they're kind of back to that echelon that you expect them to be. There's a lot in front of them, though. Robertson's playing really well. The Dons are playing really well, the 5 seed. St. Mike's, I thought the 6 seed, they really came on at the end of the season. They won that tiebreaker game against Robertson, and then the district tournament was a little bit tough, and then Hot Springs is your defending champs, and then how could you forget Bosque and what they've done this year? Man, Bosque is one of those teams that you don't want to meet, I think, in this tournament.
Yeah, you can't really log onto Twitter without seeing Eli Davidson highlights. He's a monster.
By the way, there's a new one today, if you haven't seen it. There's a new jam where he just gets, I think it's his shoulder blades are above the rim. It's ridiculous.
But don't forget about Sam Henderson at Sandia Prep. Probably the best player in that district. Those two are battling it all district. 1-2. You kind of hinted at it, Adam, but St. Michael's really battle tested. They had a really good strength of schedule this year. So maybe they're the dark horse.
Maybe for my money, if you want a dark horse, like I said at the top, be careful with Cobra at number 9 because they did beat Hot Springs this year. Really no argument here. I think Coach Davey, like I said, they started the year 3-6 at West, ended up something like 23-9 overall, so they just got hot, lost their last game of the year against Robertson, and then went on to sweep the district tournament. So my Dons are coming in hot. But look at that second round matchup if they get through with Robertson. It's going to be tough. I hate to pick against my Dons, but I'm going to say the Dons in the semis against Sandia Prep, and I'll take Bosque in the semis against Hot Springs and let it ride between Prep and Bosque.
And I think if you look at this, for me, it's going to go chalk. Hot Springs, the 2 seed, is I still don't think getting enough credit. They were said to have had a soft schedule, not really their fault, but they're tough opponents. They played really hard and got some wins above their classification. Hot Springs, Sandia Prep, I think are born for this championship.
You know what? That's what I thought too, but look at St. Mike's, because I think Sebastian brought up a good point. They are battle tested. They came in ranked number 1 last year and lost to, I believe, Santa Fe Indian. I think.
Don't you think that's a tough matchup on the first round? That's 6-11 though, because they're familiar.
No, that is a tough matchup. But I think David Rodriguez, again, they played a good schedule and strengthened them a little bit. They're going to come in a little bit angry, but I think I agree about Hot Springs and Sandia Prep. And you know what, Marcos Rivera, he's done a great job for 2 years in a row there. I'm going to take Sandia Prep for the championship.
Man, that's going to be a fun one. I can't wait to see it. Bosque, I don't think we're not sleeping on you, because I think Bosque can explode on anybody. They did really good winning their conference tournament or their district tournament. Bosque's going to be a team to reckon with as well. Let's now go to the 4A brackets on the girls and boys side, and it all starts and ends with Las Lunas almost every year, doesn't it, Richard?
Oh, definitely. No, without a doubt. Zeller, the job Marty does over there, impressive. I think this is a no-brainer.